Hey there, welcome back to the show. You know, I'm sure you've heard by now that the mandate for state employees took effect today. As of right now, any state employee who can't provide proof of vaccination or an approved exemption is out of a job, including Washington State University football coach Nick Rolovich. Now, this is contributing to staffing shortages that already existed. In Seattle, thousands of families are scrambling to get their kids to and from school after the district slashed 142 bus routes. And ferries are on a reduced schedule this week. Some routes are now down to one boat, leading to really long wait times. Now, the changes are temporary, we hope, but the state doesn't know when it'll all go back to normal. And so this is just one of the things we are diving into today for Hot Topics. And joining me on the panel, our New Day producer, Suzie Wiley, and King 5 weather and traffic anchor, Stephen Kilbreath.
Hey.
Thank you for being here. Is this our first time on the show together?
I think it is, yeah.
Well, we are so glad to have you.
Yeah.
So you're a dear friend, and I know because you and I have gone, you invited me to your family home, which is on a little island.
Right.
And you've been going there for years. So what does it mean when there are no ferries or the ferry impact is hard?
So I grew up in Anacortes, and on Guimas Island is where this is. So it's a county-run ferry. It's a 20-car ferry that goes back and forth between Anacortes and the island. But yeah, in a town like Anacortes that relies on business from people that are coming to take the state ferries out to the islands and all that, you know, it's part of the culture of the ferries. And when they're down or they're not running, it's just something you deal with. I mean, if you live there full time, you kind of expect that the ferries are going to be down every once in a while, and you just kind of reschedule your life around those kind of things. I mean, the people who complain about it most, like on the Facebook pages and things, are the people just coming up for the weekend, the non-regulars.
Right. So you expect it. It does sound like a ripple effect, though, because of all the businesses that are affected. I don't know. I have this dream to one day live on Bainbridge Island. That's like my dream. Mm-hmm. But I know that it would be difficult
onerous
with the ferry situation. And then the buses. Suzie, your kids are grown now.
Right.
But they did take the buses at some point.
I can't even imagine the impact of losing a bus and finding out sometimes the night before that you can't. And we already had this shortage all over the country of school bus drivers, so that's a real big problem. And I think it makes it even harder for parents to go back to work.
Yes, this is an issue. I mean, especially because parents have to be at work at a certain time. So, like me, I can't change the time I get here. I have to be here at a certain time. So it's very difficult. And I know this is, our school got 1 day notice. Wow. And so I've seen other staff spending time with kids outside because there's no one to watch the kids now.
Oh, wow.
So everyone's doing extra work. It's really, really, really sad.
Well, our school, my son's in high school and another one's in middle school, they still start at 7:30 in the morning. And so, you know, to catch the bus, they'd have to be at 6:45 or something like that. So I'm driving them both to school and picking them up, and and then you have to deal with all the other people in line to get to the school.
And not everybody can do that, right?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Unfortunately, you can't. If I still work the morning show, there's no way.
Yeah.
All right. So we've got these staffing shortages, but also the supply chain. We're talking about this. This has been a big issue. It's been in the news about the cargo ships that can't get into dock. This is affecting businesses across the country, and so retailers are warning that holiday shopping could get a little hairy.
Yeah.
So do you think this will impact the way we give gifts this year?
Well, I wonder too, I mean, there's the cynical part of me that wonders if they're also, I know it's going to be a problem, supply chain, food, and also products, but also I wonder if they're also telling you this, retail's telling you this to start to get you to shop earlier, shop early and often, right? Am I just cynical?
I think you might be accurate. I don't know if that's, but I think it's important also to I mean, they say you have to mail things now 2 weeks before and all that kind of stuff. So I think it is smart to be thinking about it than be me on December 23rd sitting there at, the drugstore trying to figure out what to get the kids.
That's when you give those e-gift cards. And to your point, maybe that will be more gift cards.
I will probably do more gift cards, but the toys, the kids need to have toys under the tree, right? So, I don't know. It might be conspiracy, but I'll think about it. Meantime, speaking of toys, you're holding the holiday gift guide.
I didn't get mine, and I'm excited about reading yours.
I would let you have that if my kids weren't like, when I left the house, they were like, where are you going with that, Mom? Where are you going? It's like the Toys R Us gift guide. Do you remember that?
Yeah, we'd circle. Well, even I'm old enough to remember the Sears gift guide.
Of course, yeah. The big book, it was like this thick, right?
And we'd sit down and just circle for days, and my mother and father would, no, not all those.
I do love that aspect, that it is very nostalgic getting the toy gift guide, but I am not kidding, y'all. I went to go buy something on Amazon the other day, and they have QR codes that you scan in there.
Yeah.
So my kids figured out how to do that. I had 79 things in my cart.
I love that.
funny.
79. I had to delete everything before I could just buy my thing that I was trying to buy, but.
So they don't know about the wish lists yet, right? Do they? Because they can log in and then create a wish list
One
and send it
does,
to you.
the other
Yeah.
doesn't. So it was the 5-year-old. Because it was all Lego stuff.
I have to tell you, you're in trouble because I see a sticker here for a Lego set that has 1,200 pieces. That's a lot of pain when you're stepping on those pieces.
Not a lot of pain. It's a lot of pain in the pocketbook. You know
Well,
how expensive Legos are?
They're
Yeah.
very expensive, but I'm just thinking when you step on the pieces.
Well, I don't know that. I don't know that Santa's going to be bringing that particular gift, and neither is Mommy. So there we have it.
Oh, sorry, little ones. That's not going to happen.
Bummer.
Supply chain issue.
That's a good one.
All right. So Steve and Susie, can you guys stick around for a little bit?
Sure.
Okay, good, because we have more hot topics ahead, including the return of Michael Myers and something even scarier: a meteorite crashing through a woman's roof from space and landing
scary.
on her pillow. Crazy. We're back with another round of Hot Topics with Susie and Stephen, and producer Joseph. He has also joined us. So earlier we were talking about the supply chain issues. The guy at the top, Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg, has taken some heat for taking paternity leave as the supply chain crisis progressed. Now, Buttigieg and his husband, Chasen, welcomed twins mid-August, a baby boy and a baby girl, who were actually both born prematurely. Now, over the weekend, Buttigieg defended his decision to take care of his children and take time off.
As you might imagine, we're bottle feeding and doing it at all hours of the day and night. And I'm not going to apologize to Tucker Carlson or anyone else for taking care of my premature newborn infant twins.
I gotta say here on that. Absolutely.
Absolutely.
And I am not, apparently it's a lot of dads came out speaking about their experiences taking paternity leave, which is only 2 weeks in a lot of cases, which is not okay.
Yeah, I took paternity leave, but I deferred it because you can do that as well. So because I was on the radio at the time, and so I took a week off, and then I was able to take a couple more weeks off before my wife at the time was able to be done with her leave as well. So it worked out really well for us. But I think that the time should be there and should be more, and you know, that's great. They were able to do that. I mean, there's obviously other people that can take care of crisis if there is something that needs to be done.
Right. I mean, and it's not like he's probably not working. I'm sure he is.
Of course.
Yeah.
We also heard Buttigieg reference TV host Tucker Carlson, who made some comments that many found to be mocking and homophobic. He is gay and do you think that has to do a lot with the fact that people are being really harsh on him taking this paternity leave?
Well, I don't think we can know that for certain, but I think a lot of folks in the LGBTQ community thought, yeah, of course he's under extra scrutiny because he is gay. You know, there's not a lot of cabinet members who are gay, so, you know, he's different. And for him, you know, yes, it's paternity leave, but there's 2 fathers. So what, do they each get 2 weeks to take care of premature infants? I mean, I think that's where a lot of the, you know, people are just like, this isn't fair. But also, you know, some of the criticism, is there no one else in this department to like take over his job? You build in redundancies at work. Like if I take a day off, I'm hoping, Susie, like you got my back, right?
I love that we're talking about this. I love that he didn't apologize, but made it clear that this is what he had planned and was best for his family. For so long as women, when we didn't get much, but when we did take it, we were criticized, or we actually worried that it would hurt us, so we didn't take maybe as much as we should have. And I love the idea that we're now thinking about families. And some of the people were saying, well, you don't need to breastfeed. The man doesn't need to breastfeed, so what does he need to do? And I love that men slapped back and said, hey, what we do is important in taking care of our kids, that bonding, whether you take it right then or you take it later. I love that this topic came up, and that I love the response from people, especially men saying absolutely important.
It is a team effort.
Yeah.
You cannot do it alone.
Yeah.
I know people out there do have infants that are alone, and I mean, you need both parties, and he's right. I love that he was unapologetic about it.
But that's great that we grow. I mean, things that we've always done, or I mean, you know, generations have gone by where there's been 2 men who have had a baby who didn't get any time off, or something along those lines. So at least, you know, it's progression in the way that we should be going, and that's what we should apply.
And this
for
is
sure.
part of it. This is part of it. I'm glad we had this conversation. All right, moving on to a very interesting story. A woman in British Columbia. She considers herself lucky after a meteorite came crashing through her ceiling while she was sleeping. So here are the photos from Global News in Canada. The rock weighed 2.5 pounds and landed just inches from her head.
She is lucky.
A Canadian
for
research
sure.
puts the odds of that happening
Yeah.
at about 1 in 100 billion.
Yeah. Lucky, blessed, play the lottery.
Yeah, that's what you need
Interesting
to
it
do.
had the force to go through the roof, yet not the bed. I thought about that.
Soft
Interesting.
bedding.
I
That
know.
is a good
but
point.
I mean, thank goodness.
It's a good ad for the mattress, probably.
I know, right?
That's-
Very
What kind of pillows
cushy.
are those?
No, what bedding is that? Yeah,
I
absolutely.
love it.
And can it be sold on eBay?
Right.
Because I also, after being grateful I was alive, I'd also be thinking,
Like, oh, this
what can I
space
do?
rock.
Yeah.
Make me some money at least.
Seriously, it's got to be worth a lot. Oh my goodness, talk about lucky. I love it. Lastly, now, Halloween Kills, the latest Michael Myers movie, killed it at the box office over the weekend. It is the 12th movie in the series. Hollywood, are they running out of fresh ideas here? People keep loving going back to this. I don't know. I don't like horror movies. As a matter of fact, I hate horror movies.
Look
Same.
at the Jamie
Same.
Lee Curtis.
Yep, I
Well,
agree.
Yeah.
I don't understand why people pay money to go scare themselves in the movies, but I mean, tons of people enjoy this
Yeah.
stuff. So I mean, like, you do you.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
awful.
I mean, they'd be idiots if they didn't make this because it is money. People just want to go
Right.
see this over and
Yeah,
over.
and 'tis
It's-
the season.
Right.
I mean,
But,
Yeah.
but there's the nostalgia that everybody has, you know, the Friends reunion
Right.
or all of the
Yeah.
other things that are coming back
Yeah.
in this catalog, even all of
Right.
the games and all
Right.
of that.
We're talking
There's
about
such
that.
nostalgia for people, you know, of a certain age that those are, I mean, that's what they're just building
Yeah.
on. And so that's why I don't know if there's a fresh idea because it seems like, you know, we just keep going on with a lot of the same. I'm not a
there
horror,
any-
I'm more of a, I would, if there was a rom-com Comic-Con, I would go to that. A romantic
love
comedy
that.
Comic-Con.
I love
I
that
would
you
go to
said
that.
that.
So
I
that would be my
know.
that would be my thing.
we would
No.
be going to the Star Trek convention.
we would. We'd be there in a
You know.
heartbeat. Absolutely. I love
I
it.
also love that Jamie Lee Curtis just unapologetically just came on as an aging woman. She didn't, there's no makeup,
Yep.
the hair is gray, and as if Mike Myers did this to her, you know, kind of like, I've had it with him. And
Yeah.
I am hoping that maybe, I don't know how, this isn't a spoiler alert, I haven't seen it, but I am hoping that maybe she ends Mike Myers.
Let's finally end this
mean,
guy.
Poor lady.
I mean, he's
haunted.
going to need a walker to go around killing people soon. Tell you what.
Boy.
All right.
Myers in a walker.
He'd still get the job done, and people would still go to the movie.
They
so.
would still be scared.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Well, I'll tell you what, it wasn't scary having you on here today,
Oh,
Stephen.
thank you,
for
yes.
coming to chat with us. And Susie, thank you. Thank you all for joining us. And thank you for being here. Remember, you can always join in the conversation at any time at 206-448-4545. Send us a text message. We also want you to tag New Day Northwest when you use your social channels. Just use the hashtag NewDayNW.